Formula 1 arrived to wet Brazil in practice, although the qualifying and race was set to be a dry affair. There was a little bit of news since the previous round at Abu Dhabi, one of which, of course, the focus would be on Red Bull. Their engine partners, Aston Martin, were already not happy with the way the car was going and considered withdrawing their engine. However, the problem it was for Aston Martin is their part ownership by Mercedes, who were putting pressure on the board for Aston Martin and Red Bull to split. Virgin Audi, meanwhile, were looking to progress up the grid. Nick de Vries's, however, seat was already looking unsafe going forwards, and it could be replaced elsewhere. And of course, Mercedes announced that their progress with their chassis may not actually bring as much progress as they had hoped. It seems their existing chassis engine actually has some actual pace. It's just whether the original chassis can provide them with the performance that they need to be able to make the developments they need to progress up the grid. Taking a look at the qualifying results, and Sergio Perez took pole, the DS powertrain doing its bit there. Sebastian Vettel starts alongside. Great job by Peter Harmson putting the Porsche Dragon. He starts third. Max Verstappen is alongside the Red Bull, very close. Carlos Sainz starts the fifth. Alex Albon ranks at the top six. Esteban Ocon again in the top 10, outshining his teammate Daniel Ricciardo as well. Outside the top 10, George Russell starts 11th with 3 twice tyres. Got Mitch Evans there. The two Mercedes have done a very good job to be 14th and 15th of the grid, ahead of Hartley and Ricciardo, who both of them disappointed with De Vries and Massa once again disappointing their teams compared to where their teammates are positioned on the grid. And now it's time for the race for today's Brazilian Grand Prix. Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video of the F1-E mod. Today we're doing episode number 3. Yes, I'm actually making good progress. There's only 14 episodes in this series, and I'm making good progress too. I've already recorded episode 4 as well at Mexico, and then obviously a little bit of modding is required for episode 5 with all the upgrades. But here we are in Brazil, a track that has had its ups and downs over the years, I'm not going to lie. I'll have to wait and see what it can do for us today, whether it will be a good race, whether it will be... We've actually done an amazing qualifying as well to qualify P3. Our teammate is way down outside the top 10. So once again showing...
You should have some space going into the first corner, so try to keep it tidy.
Once again showing our reason why we should be number 1 driver as opposed to equal status, but there we go. Race today is a 1-stop from soft to mediums. I am still concerned with the tyre wear, whether it will go, the mediums will go all the way. We might be relying on a safety car to actually give us the position that we need. But there we go. We'll carry on. We'll see how we get on with the mediums and of course the softs, because the tyre wear on these cars so it's a bit more than in real life on the base game anyway. So it lights out and away we go, and it's an okay start. We initially got the better start against Vettel, but we've got I believe that is the Red Bull of Verstappen down the inside. It is. I'm pretty sure the Dutchman is going to have a go at us. He's got his teammate alongside, but we're going to close the door on both of them who are up in there, as Vettel now is going to have a look at the lead up ahead of Perez as we go wide. Vettel tries to squeeze Perez out. Perez doesn't initially go, but eventually Vettel has the inside line. and closes Perez out, and that moving up to the end of lap 1. We're already climbing all over Perez. So Perez must have an issue again. Something has gone wrong with that car, and I don't think DS or Cheetah know. Anyway, we're gonna fake to the left. Go to the left. Excuse me. Almost thought about going to the right, but we'll go to the left. Down the inside, no DRS yet. It's all straight line speed, and up into P2. Hopefully that Perez can start hold up, because I think Sainz is now ahead of Verstappen, and they're having a big battle. Verstappen, I think, has lost a bit of his front wing actually. Again. So moving to lap 2, and you can see Verstappen has already fallen behind. He's fallen behind his teammate. I presume there are some sort of team orders in place there. He's now holding up Esteban Ocon in the Renault, and of course the championship leader Leclerc is Perez and Sainz are now going side by side, and that is also going to allow Alex Albon to swoop down the inside of the Mexican, and he moves up a position. In actual fact, at the same time, Ocon gets Verstappen probably having flashbacks to 2018. As we see, I think that's Nick de Vries. He is out of the race, unfortunately, with an engine problem, and that's unfortunate for Audi, considering the fact, well, they're doing okay, Audi, actually. They got that 6th place in Bahrain, but hasn't worked out to them since. His tyre wear is now starting to get there at a point where Vettel is comfortable in the lead. We've got Sainz and Albon for company now as well, so that is something that we need to look out on and see what we can do. Obviously we're coming up to the pit stop phase, so it's going to be about maintaining the pit stops as we come into this unique swivel pits, as both Sainz and Albon carry on. Actually, I think that's Norris with us. I think Verstappen pitted the lap before for an engine change, a wing change anyway, or if not, as just about ahead out of Lando Norris, and we come out the pits in P14. There seems to be a bit of gap, or will be P14. We've got the Williams, however, we've got a brake, otherwise we'll end up in the wall, and the game doesn't auto brake all the time. It just puts I'll just put a little bit of tad of a squeeze on. We're going to come out actually in P17 behind Stoffel Van Dorn. I think that's actually Hamilton actually. They both got similar helmets, which can be a problem with when determining which driver is which. But I think it's Hamilton behind Van Dorn as we go down the inside of Hamilton. That's actually not there yet for Mercedes. Next up is I believe Pierre Gasly. Mitch Evans, I believe, may have already stopped or is somewhere out on the grid, or I can't quite tell, but I think it is Evans. I'm going to get him down the inside in the final corner. No, we're not. We're going to have to sit behind. We are going to have DRS on the Jaguar, and I think also Felipe Massa is the Venturi Williams that is up ahead, so I'm going to try and get them both here. Okay, Evans is coming into the pit, so Massa, I think you can see there's a whole heap load of cars. We're going to try and go down the inside of the Brazilian, so he tries to put the squeeze on us, but we don't do that. And look at that, coming out of the pits, the orange dot on the mini-map. Yep, that is Carlos Sainz coming out ahead of us, so he's done the overcut on us. That is bad news for us, so we're down, possibly down at the P3. I don't think Albon has pitted yet. But I think actually, in actual fact, he hasn't done, because here he is coming out the pits at the end of lap 10, and he has lost out to Sainz as well. And also there's a Mercedes also on the back. Here he is, Lewis Hamilton. He's yet to stop. I mean, he's got Leclerc all over the back of him, and surely Leclerc will make easy meat to Lewis Hamilton, because that Mercedes has literally been nowhere all season long. In the opening 2 rounds, as we come up now to have a look at the overtake of Carlos Sainz, the fastest 3rd sector as well in the process, and down the inside of the Spaniard and up into P2. But this is where the buts start coming in. Of course, Sainz has DRS, and he goes back past us into P2, and that ultimately also invites Albon to join in the party. Obviously, Leclerc's not there yet. Moved to the end of lap 12 now. Took a couple of laps to get ahead, but in the end we're going to go to the outside this time. Not sure what Sainz was doing. We're a bit of a weaving there, which is a bit naughty, but we close the door on him and are back up into P2, and Albon is now going to get up into P3. He's going to have DRS. He's going to go to the right hand side. We're going to block him off. Not sure there's a little bit of contact there. Probably Albon's swiping him with the aggression as Sainz now is coming back at Albon. We're going to take the racing line, and there's the aggression there, and that is absolutely catastrophic understeer within that corner. Oh my goodness grief, the understeer is worse than the base F1 2019 cars, and that's saying something, because Leclerc has now got ahead of Albon. Leclerc could have P2 here, but our engine is still good there, and well, with DRS, Sainz is just a sitting duck. In actual fact, invites Leclerc. Albon, I think, has got some front wing damage as well, as we get understeering through the CNRSs. You can see Sainz able to take a much better line through the CNRSs. In actual fact, is going to have to defend from Charles Leclerc. In actual fact, Leclerc's going to have him around the outside, and he goes up into P3. And it can only be now stop Ferrari. I mean, surely it's only a matter of time before Leclerc has us, and here we are, lap 15, gone on to lap 16. Leclerc, he's already passed us. The Ferrari engine is already superior. The Ferrari chassis is superior to what we have, and also we have a broken front wing. He does not, and we go up. We're down to P3, and surely that is now. He's going to go sailing off into the sunset. There is a bit of a gap to Albon, because he's also got front wing damage, but we'll have to wait and see if he can catch up to us. To move on to the back of Carlos Sainz, he's been caught by his teammate Lando Norris. He goes defensive into that corner, and Norris loses a bit of his front wing there. There's a bit of a blue end plate going off as Albon now catches at the end of lap 16. So this fight for this podium is not over. We've got also Ocon and Perez have come to join the party as we close the door on Albon, who probably has less front wing. But we go on to the final lap. Albon is still there. We're going to have to defend if we want to keep this podium. Albon's going to go around the outside, but we're going to do the Esteban Ocon dive down the inside. Get a very poor line for the S's. Ocon! Wow, okay, look at the minimap. Esteban Ocon has come up absolutely nowhere, and he's going to make it 3 wide at the end of the DRS straight. I'm not sure the understeer will favour Ocon over Albon, and Ocon goes through into P3 out of absolute nowhere. We can't, and that's it. That's our podium gone. Ocon, it's all about P4 now. We're tumbling down the order now. You can see the gap Leclerc has pulled over it already on the minimap. Ocon is clearly going a lot faster. He has an intact front wing and not issues with his car. And there's a trolley train, as we know. And Albon clearly is going to try and pressure us, but I don't think he's going to get this P4 away from us. And it's going to be a race up the hill, and Aston Martin's engine clearly isn't good enough. We're going to have enough to come home for nevertheless P4. However,